Welcome, YouTubers, to Mr. Zen's Lopez's channel. And for today's segment, we're going to be talking about Nanatsu Taizai, chapter 178. And in this chapter, wow, where the heck is everyone again? But, gotta love the enthusiasm of this chapter, as now this chapter is actually now progressing into a new arc. Yes, the Grand Festival arc is now over. And now we're really transitioning onto a different kind of arc, very different from the style that the author was kind of taking from all previous arcs that he's done. This arc is now really changing. It's progressing forward, and it's keeping the viewers very entertained. I, for one, am entertained in this chapter because now you're wondering what's going to happen now in the next couple of chapters, or what is going to be happening in the next following arc, as you could say, because the fact that the Ten Commandments have taken over Britania. Yes, for a quick little synopsis of the entire chapter, the chapter was mostly involved around how the Ten Commandments have taken over Britannia, and they're actually just now they actually rounded up a group of people. They have followers following the Ten Commandments and actually picking people up and saying, you know what, we need to gather more souls. So they have actual, you could say, citizens attacking regular Leonis knights or people with strong souls in order then to collect more souls. Now that is entirely interesting because of the fact that humanity is now on the brink of destruction, and they're actually following the Ten Commandments, as you could say. Now, I for one part thought to myself that, you know what, that did kind of make sense at the same fact because of the fact that, you know, the humans are scared and they don't know where to turn to, and they probably think that, you know, the demons got some sort of sympathy, and they could say, you know, if we bring you this human sacrifice, you know, then they could spare our lives and my children and so forth. But, you know, looking at the Ten Commandments, I personally don't think that would might happen. I feel like they're just probably using them, saying, you know what, we're so strong, you know, you could do our dirty work for us, and you guys can find it. Now, that was the majority of the entire chapter, where you see literally citizens out there gathering knights for the Ten Commandments, and then at the end of the chapter we actually then see that Arthur is actually rebelling against the Ten Commandments, because so far in the entire chapter we actually didn't get to see any of, I would say, the seven deadly sins. Now don't get me wrong, they're out there, they're probably hiding or something, but we don't know yet. But in this chapter so far, we're just witnessing the fact that no, just Arthur himself and that Japanese samurai they kind of introduced back in the Grand Festival War. He's actually following Arthur. Now that was pretty intense, as we saw that he's actually kind of tough himself as well, and that's the same fact that he's showing some of his techniques, and they're fighting the gray and red demons, or actually I say two gray demons. I'm sorry. They a lot of the panels they showcase the red demon as well, but when Arthur was fighting, he was actually fighting the gray demons. Now the whole entire chapter, like I said before, is just spawning over the fact that the gray demons are actually, the gray and red demons are all over Britannia, and they're just literally causing havoc. Oh, for over a month, by the way. Now that is pretty intense. That is to say that, where are the seven deadly sins? Are they even rebellion? Because I mean, Arthur is rebellion, but where are the rest of them? But it's been a month since Meliodas has died, so that's what we're kind of wondering where the author is trying to take the chapter in its course. That's what I'm saying. Like, I love how the author is not really taking that traditional shonen route and say, you know what, everything's gonna go, I would say, into havoc, and either the characters are training. We don't know that for sure if the characters are training themselves. And my personal opinion and thoughts on the speculation on this entire tradition is that maybe the seven deadly sins are, they could be doing that same traditional shonen route, and, you know, they're training somewhere, you know, and they're each doing their own thing, getting stronger, or either that, or they're trying to find the goddess's clan's horn again, and they're trying to figure out how to revive Meliodas. We don't know that, but that's what I'm speculating. That would be pretty intense too, at the same fact that if they were trying to do that, if they're training and then, or they're trying to figure out a way to bring back Meliodas, and also the same fact that maybe they're preserving Meliodas' body in order to bring him back, and they're trying to keep it safe in order so the demons can't collect the body. Because remember, you could say Meliodas' body didn't really, I would say, it didn't disintegrate, or they didn't tamper with the body. So you could probably think that maybe the Ten Commandments are probably looking for the body as well. We could possibly have that kind of theory going on as well, that they're probably gonna be looking for the body in order so they can say, oh, we can't, this guy can't be revived at all, because the goddess plan seems to be like the miracle. They do the miracle of miracles in this whole entire series, so maybe that's what the Ten Commandments are kind of looking for at the same time. Maybe they're trying to find a clue to find one of the seven deadly sins, or find something strong, so and say, you know what, let's try, give us back Melody's body so that way he can't be recovered once and for all. Maybe that could be the case. Or there's another possible theory in itself that Bond himself actually might have stolen one of Meliodas' hearts, and then so technically Meliodas could be alive. That's a theory that's going around on the internet. It's probably saying that. Now, I for one possibly could think that could be possibly true. Bond or not maybe Bond, but Merlin herself probably might have taken one of his hearts and said, you know what, take my heart just in case something bad happens. You know what, I'll still be alive. Maybe. We don't know that for sure, but that could be a possible situation. And also remember, Gatlin is still alive, so we don't know if Merlin's is back to being her interior human self, or is she still petrified. We don't know that for sure. They didn't really speculate on that little sense there. Like I said before, the seven deadly sins weren't really speculated in this whole entire chapter. But Arthur himself, yes, he was. And I love the fact that in this chapter that they kind of showcase Arthur. Arthur is now showing more leadership skills. He is taking charge, and he is rebellion. And he's got even a group of followers after him. That just says a lot about Arthur, that his character progression is actually going very well in this entire series. And there's a lot of people that are saying that it's going to be the start of the introduction of the Knights of the Round Table to go along with the Arthurian legend. Now that would be pretty cool if the author does go that route, because that I personally would be interested to see all those Arthurian legends come into this chapter, or I'm sorry, into this series. Now that would be pretty intense. Can you imagine that, all those legendary knights going in there? Especially, like, I think if I remember correctly, the sword Excalibur probably could get in there, if I remember correctly, if that was an Arthurian legend. Could be mistaken, but like I said before, that would be pretty intense if that was to be shown in this entire series. But so far we see that it's just a Japanese samurai that was in there. And I'm backtracking again to this guy, is because maybe he might have something to do with helping Arthur become stronger as well. Because remember, this samurai he looked pretty strong in the whole entire chapter. They showcased him slicing a gray demon in half. And that says a lot about one of the characters, because the fact that gray demons are showcased as one of the strongest demons, even though if it's like, you could say like a subordinate, but they showcase as a very strong demon. And this guy here just slices the demon in half like it's butter, But I feel like they're trying to represent him as like part of like I would say an Eastern influence. So maybe I like the fact that maybe in the later chapters, maybe the author's gonna say, you know what, instead of going towards Britania, they might have an arc following like Japan or something. That would be pretty intense, because the fact that we don't know where this guy came from. I believe they also hinted it early in some of the earlier chapters that where he came from. And I think he said he came from somewhere else, because he doesn't look like he doesn't fit in this whole entire like arc, or I would say the setting, as you could say. He's the only character that doesn't really fit. Every other person does fit, but except him, he doesn't. Which kind of, I would like to go more the fact that I wish they kind of show his backstory too. Will he be part of the seven deadly sins as well? Because remember, Gauther is also part of the Ten Commandments, so maybe they could be kind of hinting the fact that they probably might be recruiting another seven deadly sin. You never know. I'm just speculating here at the same fact, because of the fact that this guy is showcased as a very strong character. Or maybe he might join maybe Arthur's army. That we don't know that for sure, like I said. But like I said, this chapter was very entertaining. The pacing was very well. They showcase, it's a little gory too at the same time, but they only showcase the gore parts towards the demon. They don't really showcase on the humans. I love the author's sense of direction with the fact that when they kill humans, they kill humans to have a deep impact. When they're killing demons, it's more just to showcase, like hype and just like battle scenes. That's what I like about the author. If they're gonna be killing humans, then they'll turn into a seinen manga, and that wouldn't really be really cool in a sense for this kind of chapter. But then again, the Nanatsu no Taizai, it kind of falls in between seinen and shonen, because it does show a lot of gruesome, like explicit scenes later on in the series or in earlier chapters. But like I said, chapter was very intense, very entertaining. But folks, let me know what you guys think about the chapters. What do you guys think the seven deadly sins are doing right now? What do you guys think are they where are they being held up to right now? Or if they are live as well, because we don't know that a month has passed. And also, what do you guys think of Arthur's now new lead role? Is he going to be the main character? What kind of army does he have amassed now? Or is he just barely starting to begin with? And what about the cat? What's the deal with the cat? They never kind of showcase what's going on with the cat. Ever since he trained back with the druids, he came out with a cat. So I don't know, maybe that's the source of his power or something. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about this whole entire chapter. But like I said, this chapter is going very interesting. The start of brand new arc. You know, take down the 10 Commandments. Very lovely, very entertaining. Lovely, like I said. But this is Mr. Zen. Oh, and don't forget to click that subscribe button if you guys enjoy my content. I'll be trying to be bringing you guys Nanatsu no Taizai every week and every other manga shonen chapters that are out there. But yes, this is Mr. Zen, signing out.